Hi, everyone. I'm Justin Haloot, a second-year general cardiology fellow at Baylor College of Medicine. I'm here with HRS TV and CardioNerds to present to you some of the latest research presented at HRS 2025. I'm joined today by Dr. Mansour, professor of medicine at Harvard Medical School, chair of cardiology at Massachusetts General Hospital. Thank you so much for being with us.
Justin, thank you for hosting me for this interview. I would also like to thank CardioNerds and Heart Rhythm Society for organizing this meeting today.
Oh yes, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time. So today you presented during HRS 2025 a trial using the new SPHERE 9 catheter. For our younger trainees, can you just explain really quick the differences between PFA and thermal ablation techniques for AFib?
Yes, so this catheter is a dual energy catheter, so it allows radio frequency and pulse field ablation. Radio frequency ablation is a thermal ablation. We've been using it for many years and it worked well. However, it has some limitations such as injury to the esophagus, pulmonary vein stenosis, injury to the phrenic nerve. Pulse field ablation is a new energy source. It's not really new anymore. We've been using at least since 2020, but it is a non-thermal ablation. So it causes the desired effect without heating the tissue, and as a result of that, it causes less inflammation. The way it does its effect is by creating small, tiny pores across the cell membrane, and these are irreversible, so it inactivates the cells in the area that we need to ablate without significant inflammation, and hence its safety. So it's a significantly safer energy source than thermal ablation, which is cryo or radiofrequency ablation. This particular technology that we use for the study allows both radiofrequency ablation and pulse field ablation.
Oh wow, that's great. And so what about this specific catheter makes it unique and special, and what are the pros and cons of this specific catheter?
So we just said that pulse field ablation has many advantages over radiofrequency ablation or thermal ablation. But there are also some limitations, for example, coronary vasospasm. So having a catheter that allows you to do both, where you use pulse field ablation for the majority of the areas in the heart, while maintaining the ability to use it close to the coronary arteries, will give you the best of both, and that's why we used it for in this study. This study was aiming to treat patients with persistent atrial fibrillation. So we performed pulmonary vein isolation, pussy wall, and also some additional linear lesions, which were the focus of this sub-analysis from the SPHERE study.
Okay, great. So can you just tell us also then about the study design, since we're now moving into that?
Yes. So the study we presented yesterday was a sub-study of the main randomized SPHERE 9 study, which we presented last year at HRS. So SPHERE 9, just to remind people about it, is a randomized study of pulse field ablation or dual energy ablation versus just thermal ablation for patients with persistent atrial fibrillation. The good thing about the study is that investigators had a little bit of freedom to do ablations in addition to the pulmonary veins upon their discretion. Because it's easier to perform ablations with pulse field ablation, you don't worry about injuring the esophagus. We performed a large number of the patients had non-pulmonary vein ablation in addition to the pulmonary vein isolation. So patients had pussy wall isolation, CTI line, mitral isthmus line, and the study that we presented yesterday aimed to compare PVI alone versus PVI plus those linear ablation lesions.
And then what were the end outcomes that you were looking at in this specific sub-study?
So that's great. So the first thing to remember that the study was not powered for this. So this was secondary observation from the main study. So this is to keep in mind. So what we saw was a trend. We didn't expect it to show statistical significance because the numbers were small. But we saw a trend that we could not ignore. We saw that patients who received pulmonary vein isolation alone had lower success rate than the patient who received everything. I just want to remind everybody and be cautious that that this was a trend. It didn't reach statistical significance. We were not expecting it to achieve statistical significance because the study was not powered for that. But this is a trend that we cannot ignore. We believe it is hypothesis generating, and we believe that this finding will help us build, will be the reason to or a trigger for us to design randomized clinical studies to look into this specific aspect of performing linear lesions in addition to PVI.
Great, that's exciting times. So are you already thinking about the study design now?
We're always thinking about clinical studies.
Yes, so we'll be looking for that in the future then, okay?
Great.
Well, thank you again so much for your time. Thank you for talking with us, and we greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and thank you again for spending the time with us.
Thank you, Justin, and thank you, CardioNerds and Heart Rhythm Society for this.